Hey everyone, it's Brandy and welcome back to my channel, Brandy Janae's Bookshelf. As you can probably tell from the board in the background, today I'm going to be filming another deck of TBR. So I know my video uploading has been kind of crap over the past 2 months, but that also kind of means that I have content that I just need to edit and upload. Anyway, we're not going to get into all of that. That's just for me to work on. Let's get into the point of the actual video. So before I get into new pulls for the month, I'm going to do a quick review of all the books that were on my TBR for last month and what I read. Here are all the books that were on my TBR for the month of May. If you remember everything that was on there, you might have noticed that some things were swapped out, which I will go over in just a second. I ended up with 12 prompts for May, starting off with the first prompt that I received, which was to read a booktuber's favorite from 2020. I had 3 different options for this one, but the one that I decided to go with was The Bromance Book Club by Alyssa K. Adams, which I did finish, so that's already 1 of 1. Prompt number 2 was to read a romance, and for that one I went with Not the Girl You Marry by Andy J. Christopher, which I did also finish, so 2 out of 2 so far. Prompt number 3 was random number generator, and the one that ended up getting selected was Solo Leveling Volume 1 by Chu Gong, which I did also read this one. Prompt number 4 was one of my TBR jars, and the one that I ended up landing on was The Newly Acquired, and for that one I went with An Incurable Case of Love Volume 6, which I did also read this one. Prompt 5 was reading an intimidating read, and for that one I had picked out Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. I did not restart this one at all. I just didn't have enough time to get around to it, so that's adding 1 prompt already extra for this month. Prompt number 6 was continuing a series, and I picked out An Incurable Case of Love Volume 7 by Maki and Joji, which I did also read this one, so that's another one finished. Prompt number 7 was reading a paperback, and for that one I chose Becoming Human by Amy Michelle Carpenter. I did not read this one at all, like I didn't even pick it up, so adding another pull. I could technically swap that out because I've read several paperbacks throughout the month, but I decided to just leave that one and have it be an extra pull for this month. Prompt number 8 was reading a book outside of my comfort zone, and for that one I chose The Taking of Jake Livingston. I did start this one, but I think I mentioned in last month's TBR that the rule is I need to be at least halfway through the book in order for it to count as being, you know, completing the challenge, and I did not get there. I was really close to being halfway through, but I didn't quite get there. I'm counting this as another one not finished, but I will be continuing on with this one this month. Prompt number 9 was to read a book with clouds either on the cover or in the title, and for that one I went with Dr. Stone Reboot by Yakuya, Story and Art by Bochi, and this is based off of the original series, which is written by Richio Inagaki. I'm probably butchering that, but I'm not sure how well you can tell, but there are clouds on the cover, so I did read this one as well. Prompt number 10 was to read an ebook, and for that one I chose Dr. Stone Volume 1, which I did complete that one as well, so that's another one finished. Prompt 11 was to read a sci-fi, and originally I had decided to go with Dr. Stone Volume 2 because I figured I wanted to read at least 2 volumes of the original Dr. Stone series before reading the reboot, but after reading Volume 1 I decided that it was actually enough for me to go into the reboot, especially because it was a prequel. Also, I was really not in the mood to continue on with Dr. Stone, so I decided to swap it out. I decided to swap that out with Red Rising by Pierce Brown, and the reason that I decided to do this with this one and not with the paperback is because I decided to pretty early in the month, or at least halfway through the month, and I did also complete this one. And then finally, prompt number 12 was to read a book from someone else's TBR, and I decided to go with Gavin from How to Train Your Gavin, and I picked up Tristan Strong Punches a Hole in the Sky by Kwame Mbalia, and I did read this one as well. With that being said, out of the 12 books that 12 prompts that I had, I did not either start or get at least halfway through 3 of the books. So starting off with 6, going to be adding 3. So starting off, we have 9 pulls for this month. I don't really have any ideas of what I would like this month. I would like to not have like a bunch of extras, especially because I have quite a few books out from the library. We'll see how this month's gonna go, because as of right now I have like 15 books checked out from the library that I have not read yet. Trying to get through those, or at least most of those, on top of the 9 books, hopefully only 9 books that I choose for this month. It's gonna be interesting, so let's see what we end up with. So we're gonna do one last shuffle for good luck. Okay, first pull is that 3 of Spades. 3 of Spades is actually choosing a book from a finished series. Hopefully you guys can see that. Okay, so I'm kind of stuck between 2 different options. The first one that I was thinking about was The Wicked and the Divine by Kieran Gillian. Art is by Jamie McKelvey, sorry. This might be a month where I'm reading like multiple things for prompts, because I don't know what I want to do. And then the other option that I was thinking about was Girl Got Game Volume 1 by Shizuru Sino. This would actually be a reread for me because I have read this entire series, but I recently, within like the past few months, I believe, purchased all 10 of the volumes in the series. It's something that I think I read online like a long time ago, or maybe I checked them out from a school library back in the day, which makes me think of something else, and that is Model Volume 1 by Lee So Young. This is the first in a, I think like 7 or 8 volume series, I'm pretty sure, which I got all of these for Christmas. So this could be another start of a reread. So as of right now, it's between these 3, The Wicked and the Divine, Girl Got Game, or Model. I'm just not sure which one I want to read, or if I'm gonna read all 3. Probably won't read all 3, but we'll see which one I end up going with. Okay, next pull is that 5 of Hearts. So 5 of Hearts is reading a physical arc, which I think actually works out perfectly. So I'm actually going to go with the new arc that I recently received, which is Beasts of Prey by Ayana Gray. This one is set to come out in September. Yes, in September. I will leave the exact date on the screen somewhere of when this one actually comes out. Prompt number 3 is that 2 of Hearts? No, 2 of Diamonds. Sorry if that's not in the exact same spot. I had to just restart my camera. Anyway, 2 of Diamonds is purchased because of the community, if that will focus. Probably a bad idea to go chunky, but I could probably get an audiobook and it'll be fine. I think I actually just sent the audiobook back, so hopefully there's another copy I can borrow. But yeah, I think I'm just going to go ahead and go with the 100,000 Kingdoms by N.K. Jemisin for this one. Prompt number 4 is, or card number 4, that's a face card, Jack of Diamonds. Of course, when I get any face cards, then we have to do a dice roller to decide which TBR jar I'm going to choose from. Dice roller is up. Let's see if I can do this first try. What is that? 2. Okay, so I feel like that doesn't happen very often, but I got another newly acquired. That's what I got last month. So we're going to shake it up and see what ends up getting picked. So dice roller or random pick, you can't see that at all, so let me just go ahead and get the book. All right, so I didn't actually think this was going to be chosen anytime soon, but the random pull that I got from the mug for newly acquired is Prince Freya Volume 4 by Kiko Ishihara. I was kind of saving this for when the next volume came out, because the way that these end, they typically end on cliffhangers, and I've been trying to at least have 2 volumes to read because I usually want to just jump right into the next one, but the game has spoken. We're gonna go with this one. So we're gonna be reading, or I'm gonna be reading Prince Freya Volume 4. Tia, if you're watching this, let me know if you're ready to read this, because I know you asked if I wanted to buddy read this with you. So since this was chosen, let me know. We can figure out a way to talk about it while we're reading it. But yeah, this is happening this month. Okay, so we're moving right along. I kind of don't want to say anything because I feel like I'm gonna jinx it, but we're on prompt number 5. No triples and no double of the exact same card. So we're almost halfway through. Next pull is, I almost freaked out for a minute, that's a Queen of Diamonds. So no extra pull as of right now, but because that is another face card, we have another TBR jar pick. So we're gonna go ahead and roll again. And what is that? 3. I don't think we've had 3 yet. 3 is manga series, which for manga series, I've just been using whatever the next book is in the series instead of having to read the whole thing. Okay, so 1 actually jumped out, and it's Prince Freya. And since I only have 1 volume of Prince Freya and it's already on my list, I'm actually gonna just take this out. Okay, so the next one that I got was My Senpai is Annoying, and I've already read the 2 volumes, or all 3 of the volumes that I currently have with me, and I really don't want to have to purchase anything unless I get a specific prompt that says to purchase. So the one that I ended up just picking out is The Golden Sheep Volume 1 by Kaori Ozaki. And I'm pretty sure that this is like a contemporary that deals with bullying or something like that. So now we're on prompt number 6, which is 10 of Diamonds. So I think that the cards are trying to work with me this month. 10 of Diamonds is contemporary, which are any of these mangas that I picked out contemporary? So I'm going to be a little sneaky, and because the prompt for that one is contemporary, I'm actually going to go with one of the mangas that I said were possibly an option for prompt number 1, and I'm going to choose Girl Got Game Volume 1 by Shizuru Sino. So I only have the 3 extra pulls from the books that I didn't read or get halfway through. So we just might, like, I feel like if I say it, I'm gonna really jinx myself. But we might get away, or I might get away pretty easy this month. So let's check to see what we have here. What is that? King of Clubs. See if we can do it. What is that? 1. Okay, this one I'm not as excited about because 1 is subscription box. I picked out Vasa in the Night, but I'm pretty sure that's one of the ones that I have in storage, so I'm not going to worry about that one. This might take me a minute, so I will be back as soon as I can figure out which one I'm going to be going with. Very weird, but I ended up, the first one that I got that I have with me at the moment is the one that just came in the May box, I believe. This was the last one that I forgot to skip, and that is The Ones We're Meant to Find by Joan He. I believe this is like a sci-fi story, possibly, that's dealing with 2 sisters. Okay, moving on to prompt number 8, or pull number 8, which is 9 of Clubs. And of course, the second to last one had to be a somewhat difficult one. But the prompt for that one is to read a book between 350 and 400 pages. You know what? I think what I'm going to do, because I want something a little lighter, I think I'm just going to go with Like Lovers Do. Uh-oh, I have notes falling out. But Like Lovers Do by Tracy Livesay. This one is 372 pages. Moving on to what should be the last TBR pick. The last card pull is... what is that? I was terrified for just a moment, but this is actually my last pull because I've only had one other jack, and it was actually a Jack of Diamonds. Last roll for today, since it was another face card. What is that? 6. I kind of really don't want to pick another arc because I think most of the arcs that I have in here are digital. because I don't think I really have that many physical art. This is freaky, and I don't know if I should go with it because I really want to focus on physical books. But this one is Sweet Talking Lover, which is actually the first book in the companion series for this series, which is called A Girl's Trip. So I feel like I should just go with it because I've been meaning to read them both anyway, and I feel like that would be perfect because I have incentive to actually get them done this month. Let me just try another one just to see what it would be, but I think I'm just gonna stick with that actually. Okay, so the next one that I have was actually like the second book in a different companion series, so I'm just gonna stick with it. I will put the cover up on the screen, but it is Sweet Talking Lover by Tracy Livesay. So I have 2 books from that series on my TBR, so that will be great. So let me quickly show off all the books that I have on my TBR at the moment. So here's what I currently have on my TBR, and I do have this one subbed in for Sweet Talking Lover, which is why I have this backwards because that's not the book that it is. But yeah, here's what I have, and then one of these books on here, which I believe is this one here, is the one that I'm still not quite sure of, but I think because most of these are mangas that I'll just leave it on here. I'm actually pretty happy with it. It seems like it should be a reasonable TBR as long as I'm reading consistently like I like to read. And since this didn't take as long as I was expecting it to take, I figured maybe I can go ahead and show off what I have currently checked out from the library, since I was going to do a library haul, but I don't think I will, just because I don't know how interested you guys would be in that. So if you would be interested in seeing a library haul in the future, let me know and I will make sure to do those. Let me quickly just go over TBR books from the library that I'm also going to be trying to focus on besides the ones from Deck of TBR, since this is still a TBR video. Starting off, I have 4 volumes of the manga series The An Angel by Yukiru Sugisaki. I am so sorry. I'm gonna butcher all of these names. I have volume 1, volume 2, volume 3, and then finally volume 4. Before I continue on with mangas, I do have a couple of novels that I have checked out. This is Street Magic by Caitlin Kitteredge. I have no idea. That's the cover of the book, and it seems like that super cheesy early 2000s paranormal romance type of cover. The other novel that I have checked out that I haven't read yet is Kings of the Wild by Nicholas Eames. Moving back into comics and mangas, the next set that I picked up is the Monstrous series by Marjorie Liu. They had 5 volumes of this at my library, so I decided to check them all out. I have volume 1, which I'm pretty sure that I own. Well, no, I know for sure that I own volume 1. I've already read this one, but it will be a reread for me. Then volume 2, volume 3, volume 4, and then finally volume 5. And then the final set of mangas that I have is 4 volumes of the, what is it called, Bride's Story? A Bride Story. I remember hearing Shay from Shay Geeks Out talk about these, and I really wanted to try them, but I could not for the life of me allow myself to spend $17 or more, because I've seen it go up to like $20 on a single volume of manga. So when I saw that they were available from another library with my library system, I decided to check out the first 4 before I decide whether or not I want to get copies for myself. But I have volume 1, volume 2, volume 3, and then finally volume 4. So I literally just ended my video and I realized that I had 2 more mangas checked out from the library. And because I am a glutton for punishment, I figured I would just talk about them here anyway, since I talked about all the rest of my library books. So I picked up 2 more volumes of Black Butler. After reading the first volume, I'm not sure if this is something that I want to collect. So when I saw that they had, I think they probably have basically the entire series that's available. I decided to check these out. So I picked up volume 2 as well as volume 3. But yeah, those are all of the books that I currently have checked out from the library, so I won't be doing a separate video on those. So yeah, at this point I think I have talked more than enough. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you would like to see more from me, make sure you subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you again in the next one. Bye.